And we're live, pal. Welcome to the official broadcast of the Card Foundation podcast, episode number 265. I'm here. That is a lot. I'm here. It's Johnny Tancredi here with my brother Danny Tancredi, as Danny sips on a coffee in a official cult-looking mug.
Discontinued.
One of two. I think there's only two mugs made in the world. I have one. Danny has one.
It's confirmed.
And it's funny. I was recording with Chris from Squared Circle Relics last week, and he pops onto the screen in a CFP, not a CFP, a cult-looking shirt.
Talk about a throwback.
Yeah.
There's not too many of those out there either.
It's across the pond.
Wow.
So
humbling.
Yeah. It's getting to that time of the year where I think we're due for a little baseball preview episode. We had people in the group asking. I think it was Russ Saylor asked us to talk about the top rookies to collect in Series 1 this year. So
might be a good idea for a little bonus.
Yeah, we'll have to do that
for the Patreon members.
So that being said, let's get into the intro. Again, this is CFP episode 265. Follow us along on social media. We're on Twitter or X at CardFoundPod, on Instagram at CardFoundationPod. Download the podcasts each and every week. Drop date typically varies, but it's somewhere between Tuesday and Thursday. You've been getting 2 episodes a week for the last 2 weeks, so we're all caught up. Feed is up to date and ready to go. No new reviews this week, so we will go right into the patreon.com/Card Foundation Pod. Like I mentioned before, Chris McCarthy from the Squared Circle Relics Pod did a bonus podcast. We recorded it last Wednesday. I'm going to have it up in the feed probably tomorrow or Thursday. There was just a couple of things he wanted me to tweak, so I'm going to have that uploaded into the Patreon feed there. Basically, we talked about just different things going on over in the UK. We talked about the London Card Show. We talked about just his collecting and what he's doing over on eBay and his kind of history with all of that. So
I didn't realize that our good friend Billy Celio of Upper Deck is such a big fan of you guys.
You saw that?
2 of you. Yeah.
I'm one of Billy's favorite podcasters. I mean, I'm not surprised. Me and Billy go way back. We're
shout out Upper Deck.
Yeah. So that was actually on the bonus podcast for Squared Circle Relics. So that was me and Jamie. And we sat down also last week. We talked about it's actually a pretty interesting concept what they do. It's like a mock road trip, 5 songs, 5 cards, road trip with a wrestler. And what are you playing and what are you bringing with you? So we kind of just went through like my top 5 cards on the PC, showed them off, and then some songs to go along with it. So
interesting concept.
Yeah, so that was fun to do that. Shout out to Jamie. So yeah, join the Patreon for all that good stuff, plus the Facebook group. And then last but not least, ProWrestlingTees.com/Card Foundation Pod. I guess we'll skip to this now because it's topical, but I had put it in the notes for later. March 27th and 28th at C2E2 in Chicago. So that's the Comic and Entertainment Convention. Our good friend Chris at Pro Wrestling Tees is going to be there at the booth with some AEW talent. Thunder Rosa, Ciampa, Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, Marina Shafir, the Good Brothers, Mystico, and Hechicero.
All right. Should be
so if you're headed over to C2E2, make sure to stop over at the Pro Wrestling Tees booth. Go say hi to Chris. Tell him CFP sent you.
Yeah. Sweet. All right. Well, takes care of a little housekeeping. You up to date on any wrestling over the past week? You watched the Chamber? What's going on?
Yeah, we watched it together.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I thought it was. Well, let's get into SmackDown first.
I mean, do we have to?
Not really. It wasn't. It was just a very okay.
All right,
episode.
so then get into the Chamber.
So yeah, Chamber. Thought it was a good show. So for those who don't know, Rhea Ripley won the Women's Elimination Chamber. Randy Orton won the Men's Elimination Chamber. AJ Lee won the Intercontinental title in pure AEW style booking fashion. And CM Punk retained. We also had the appearance of Danhausen, who made his debut out of the crate. And we also found out who the Masked Man was in Seth Rollins.
Yep. Yeah, I knew that was happening when they were sending out the decoys. That would be the case, but I was ecstatic that Randy won. It's good to see Randy actually have a marquee match at WrestleMania, especially after rubbing elbows with Joe Hendry last year in a squash. So really happy about that. I'm sure, big SmackDown this week. Obviously, the winner of that match is going to face Orton now. WWE Championship, Drew versus Cody. My guess is Cody wins. Drew gets pissed and challenges Nick Aldis to WrestleMania. We get Nick Aldis' debut match at Mania. That's my quick prediction for that. Kind of a bummer for the women. I mean, this Jade Cargill thing does nothing for me. She hasn't even defended the title once. It's absolutely ridiculous. And then you have to ask yourself, if Rhea squashes her and wins, what was the point of that whole thing? Why wouldn't you do Rhea versus Tiffy the whole time? Because that match probably draws a lot more than Jade versus Rhea. I'm not just saying.
Yeah, I would agree with that. No, I mean you are, but I didn't call a spade at the end of the day. Jade really hasn't been relevant this entire title run.
Yep, hasn't done a shit.
So yeah, I agree. I think it should have been Tiffy versus Rhea in some capacity for the title. I think obviously Rhea is going to probably win this because they got to get the belt off of Jade somehow.
Yeah. Unless Jade wins and it just launches her. But you cannot have Jade beat Rhea and then do nothing after this.
Right.
Like, all I keep seeing with WWE is they don't have anything for anyone. It's like Gunther beats and retires 3 legends, and now he doesn't even have a guaranteed Mania match yet. Hasn't been locked in. Same thing for Royce Keys. Debuts at Rumble. Big pop. People are talking. Oh, we got nothing for him. Now he's on the sidelines again. I mean, whatever WWE is doing right now has been pretty dog shit, to say the least.
And then
in terms of capitalizing on momentum of certain talents.
Right. Yeah, and it seems like a lot of the people that, the people that people want to see, or just matches people want to see, just aren't coming to fruition.
Yeah.
Did you mention Cody versus Randy?
Well, it's not Cody versus Randy yet.
I would assume it's going to be that way, though, right?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
I gave my whole prediction. Were you not listening?
Nah, I was updating something else.
I said Drew loses, and then Nick Aldis gets pissed at Nick Aldis, and then we get Aldis versus McIntyre at Mania.
Yeah, I could see that. But even like Roman and Punk, like, is anyone like breaking the walls down to see that?
After Monday Night Raw, yes.
Really?
Did you not see the promo?
Yeah, I thought the first one was better.
They've both been 10 out of 10 so far.
Yeah, no, it's been good.
I will say, out of all the matches that you could think of, this one has the most momentum in terms of being the marquee match, Roman versus Punk. Especially with after last year, they're in the triple threat. The storyline behind, Punk takes the wise man from Roman.
War Games when Roman holds CM Punk back or whatever, and then he goes and
Punk has had a little, friendship with Jey Uso, and
Right.
so it
Mm.
certainly makes sense. It's cohesive.
Yeah. What do you think of Seth?
I don't know what they're going to do with him though.
Well, my
Turn to
problem
Mania.
was reading today in that they don't even know if he's going to be cleared for WrestleMania.
Right. So then why even do that?
So then, like, why even do this now? Like they were saying after Raw last night, they think it's going to be, like Logan Paul and Austin Theory versus the Usos.
Right.
But like Seth Rollins just cost Logan Paul a spot in WrestleMania potentially in the Elimination Chamber, and you're going to do nothing with that? How is it not Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins?
Right. Other than that, the only logical thing I could think of is Brock Lesnar did have the open challenge. Does Seth answer the call to get back at Heyman again?
I don't know. It's
Other
just
than
like
that,
right.
Nothing really makes sense. So
I understand too the whole Vision thing. They kind of shit the bed with it because of the injuries, and you can't help that. I mean,
you can't. It
losing Bronson Reed, they lost.
To be Seth versus Braun.
Yeah, probably.
But they got axed. So
now we don't know if either of them are going to be medically cleared.
I will say I'm glad I did not get a ticket to WrestleMania this year.
Yeah,
the way it's shaping up right now.
I agree, and I think a lot of people are feeling that way because ticket sales have not been great. We talked about that last week.
Yeah.
So then we got Raw, where we had Penta won the Intercontinental title from Dom.
Yep.
So that was cool to see. Seth Rollins attacked Paul Heyman with a chair. AJ Lee kind of issued like an open challenge for the belt, so she'll have a match at WrestleMania. It seems like we'll see who ends up taking that challenge.
Well, no, they're doing the 6-pack.
Oh, they're doing a 6-pack.
Yeah, it's like
I forgot who she mentioned. Yeah.
Or was that for the other? No, that was for the Intercontinental.
Yeah.
Yeah, Asuka, Io, Raquel, a couple other names.
And then you mentioned the promo at the end with Roman and CM Punk.
You best believe Roman's going after CM Punk's dog.
Well,
I can't wait for that.
Punk came for his dad, so
yeah. Well, now he's going for Punk's jugular.
Yeah. The only thing that like sours the whole thing, and you had touched on it was really good, and it's been good the last 2 times, but Roman looks like he's only showing up once a month, and it's like,
well, Punk called him out on that.
It's WrestleMania season. There's a month between now and WrestleMania. Come every week, be on every show. Like, come on, dude. What are we doing here?
Right.
You're building up to the main event of WrestleMania, and you can't show up every week to continue this going on. Like,
well, let's see. I mean, pump the brakes.
Well, like Punk said, it's we don't know, if this is one of his dates that he's approved for, and
we'll see.
I don't know, but yeah, no, it was good. It was a good back and forth.
Yeah.
And then we got some AEW. Last week's show was okay. Some of the highlights were just Moxley defeating Al Clone, Gabe Kidd defeating Orange Cassidy. They confirmed that it will be a Texas death match for the AEW Championship between MJF and Hangman. MJF tried using a double-sided coin to win a coin toss, and he was caught. He was such a shyster. Penelope Ford got injured in that match. That was kind of I don't know. The one thing I will say is that with the women's division over there, some people think that it's like good or even better than WWE's. I don't see it. There are some girls that could work over there, but I mean, Penelope Ford basically did a moonsault off the rope onto like the outside, and no one caught her.
Yikes!
They literally just let her fall, and then she got hurt and couldn't continue the match. So then they had to do a DQ finish.
Oh, jeez!
Like, come on.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. I don't know. I think the women in WWE are just, I mean, not all of them, but I don't know if there's anyone in AEW that can really touch like a Rhea Ripley right now.
In terms of the upper echelon, just probably
Yeah.
Tony Storm, and I'd even Chris Stack could make her way. I would say the two of them. Mercedes, obviously,
when she's there, when she's around.
But you need more than 3 to have a really solid division.
Yeah. And then the main event, FTR and the Demand versus Young Bucks, Jack Perry and the Rascals. That was a good match. For 10 people being involved in a main event, it was a good match. So
yeah,
everything's kind of leading towards Revolution now. I mean, I think Revolution's going to be a good show. You're going to have Moxley and Takeshita. You're going to have MJF and Hangman. Looks like you're going to have Brody versus Swerve. There's going to be some big matches on there, so should be a good show. I think that's in like 3 weeks. So,
all right,
let's get into some cards.
Yeah, that's what we're waiting for.
All right, WWE Universe. It's officially out. I know you opened some. You've been in some breaks.
Yep.
We're going to save that for Card Corner because that's going to be our main segment this week. But yeah, it's out and we're rolling. So we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Topps WWE Exalted pre-order dropped on Monday. And I know you're not very happy about it because when you post in the Facebook group, I know something went wrong. So
yeah, you're going to see some anger out of me.
Yeah, what happened? Why are you so upset?
No, I'm sick and tired of. I just think the way that they do pre-orders is bullshit. Just do an EQL and call it a day. Give people a chance to actually get approved and check out, no harm, no problems, no foul. It's so frustrating that over and over again, you wait in line, you put the time in, you get to the checkout, and then you can't check out. It's so ridiculous at this point. And I don't know why they won't do anything to fix it.
I think everything should be a Dutch auction.
Or you could do that too. I wouldn't be mad at that, though, because then that's like...
You buy at your own price.
Right. It's then on you to, to buy or not.
How bad do you want it? Do you want it at the opening price? Do you want to guarantee you get a box? Or are you willing to gamble and kind of wait and see how low it can go? I mean... And I think everybody kind of wins in a scenario like that. But yeah, I mean, I agree. It's frustrating because you have everybody going on at once trying to get boxes. And I think it's bullshit that you can buy case quantities on the Topps website. If you want a case, go to your LCS, go to your online retailer. But like these boxes, in my opinion, should be saved for the people like, you, me, the casual people that want to rip. Buying a case and going that route should be handled in a separate way, because I shouldn't be fighting with someone who's trying to get 12 boxes or 10 boxes or whatever, and I'm just trying to get one.
Exactly.
And obviously it's going to a breaker. I mean, not many people at this point are ripping a $200 box in a case format just to sit home on a Friday night. I mean, we know when you're buying a case what it's for.
Right. Yeah, you're ripping to break, you're doing whatever.
Or you're just splitting up boxes amongst friends and whatever. But I just think that there should be like a 2-box limit when it comes to like a release like this. And then
you want more in more people's hands.
Right. And then if you want to go get a case, go to your LCS. They're gonna get a couple of them. They're gonna get a few of them. Go buy a case like the way we used to do it, where I never ordered a case straight from the manufacturer. I would go to my card shop and I'd say, okay, I want 5 boxes, 4 boxes, half a case.
They have a lot of quantities.
And then they have, right. Because you're God only knows who's on there, like in terms of break companies and whoever trying to get these allocations.
Or just people having bots that are able to do it. And for those who don't believe that's a thing, I know firsthand it's a thing. So
yeah.
And even though they have the authenticators and everything in place, it still doesn't matter. Your people are going to get what they want no matter what.
Right. Yeah. So For those who did get it, congrats. It was $210 a box at release day from Topps. You get 1 pack, 5 cards, 2 autos, and a relic. Not terrible, but I guess that's the price point I kind of thought it would be around. I guess so, like around $200. So, I don't know how. I haven't really seen enough to have an opinion on how I feel about the set yet. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah. So that was released, and looks like we're getting a little pre-order for Topps Chrome 2026 coming soon. And we do have some photos to show everybody.
So yeah, that's the Helix case hit. For those who are watching on YouTube, I think it's better. This design is better than last year.
Yep. Yeah, I would agree with that. New to the set this year, Future Stars autos are here, courtesy of Blake Monroe, which she previously leaked prior. We did know that was going to be the case.
That's a pretty clean Future Stars design. Very different than what we're used to.
Yeah. Do you think it kind of looks like, I don't want to sound like this, but like girly in a way? Like the font, the stars in the background, like that would fit certainly Blake Monroe and her personality in terms of the card.
Yeah, it does. It does actually. No, I wouldn't say girly. I would just say it looks like meant for an entertainment card.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that would...
you know what I mean? Like that's not a design that you're gonna get like Roman Anthony's Future Stars auto and Topps Chrome baseball. That's not gonna be the design for that card.
Yeah.
It makes absolutely no sense. But for wrestling and for like more of an entertainment style release, I think that does look kind of appropriate. It's different.
Yep. And we got a little homage to Trish Stratus for Topps Crown this year.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you mean, It's better than them honoring the same people over and over again.
Yeah, I guess. It's a cool design. It's different.
It is. I like it. We know we're getting Delight this year. And what are your thoughts on this? I think beautiful.
Yeah, cool design. 1 of 2. So that's be prepared for about what, 40 to 50 different parallels.
Probably.
Yeah, but that's a clean. I mean, that's a really nice looking card.
Topps continues to just
the font is a little.
Thank you. I feel like it's been nonstop with them that you can't read a fucking name on the card. Like it happened with Finest. You can't read shit. It just happened with Universe, which I'm going to get to. You can't read the fucking names.
Great image, but I just think that the name could be a little bit bigger.
Roll the name. You got all this room.
Yeah.
Blow it up. Move the Chrome logo a little higher. Or put it. Look at the top right corner. Stick it right there.
Right.
Holy shit! I need to speak to whoever's designing because I've had enough.
They just you need glasses.
If it's not a black and white image or sepia, it's fucking little font that you can't read. Unbelievable. I mean,
image looks sick though.
Same thing here. Look at all this room. Blow the name up.
Yeah, and it's like the most basic font I've ever seen.
I know it's
main event autographs
in all caps or whatever.
It's so
whatever sans.
Oof, yeah, that's tough. Hopefully that's not the final design because
it's gonna be.
That's
tough. You know it's gonna be. I mean,
yeah.
Whatever. We do have a couple more here, just to round out. New little insert this year that we're seeing. Focus Real, which you have to really squint to see that it's Io Sky in that bottom right corner. They could have put her name in giant letters in the bottom right, like underneath. But I'm not a fan of this. I think it's kind of whack. Like Focus Real. I mean, what is that?
I don't even really know what that means.
But they did do a good job, I will say. Bring him back. Feeling the pop.
Yeah, I mean, this card is beautiful. I love the comic feel to it. It's got a very comic book style this year. My opinion, the only thing that kind of is a shame is that these cards are going to be so hard to hit, and they're going to be so rare that you're not going to see a ton of them.
Right.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, how many Feel the Pops did you see last year?
Honestly, not many.
Not a ton, right? It's very hard to hit. But I
Which
love
good,
it.
Honestly. I like the chase element to it.
Yeah, but and this might be a fun conversation to have eventually. But like, when is the chase too hard that it's not fun? You know what I mean? Like, when is a case hit so hard to hit that it's like, who even gives a shit? There, no one has it. Like, no one's hit it. I don't know. I think there's levels to that. I want things to be rare, but
I know you felt that way, brother.
I saw how many more Superfractor 1-of-1s that I see than I saw of the Feel the Pop, and it's like there was one of that card, and I feel like I saw 30 or 40 1-of-1s last year versus a handful. You know, to me that shouldn't be the case. 1-of-1s are the most rare card in a set.
I'm not gonna argue there.
So I don't know.
And then I did have
yeah, that's very cool.
One more I wanted to show. My files are all messed up here though. It was the 80s or the 35th anniversary auto. But I don't know what my Google Chrome did to say.
The Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool concept. I've been waiting for them to do something like that. I wanted it last year, but I'm glad we're getting it this year because it's something that Topps Chrome used to do before they lost the license. So like 2020, 2021, they, even like Heritage, they would borrow designs from older Top sets, and I'm glad that they're bringing that back. So,
yep, can't find it, but we'll I'm sure it'll be posted on socials at some point.
Yeah.
So,
so that's Topps Chrome. And then some last bit of Topps news before we head into some Upper Deck. Topps released some new Topps Now cards this week. Got actually a good amount of them, featuring Randy Orton from Elimination Chamber, AJ Lee from an Elimination Chamber, Rhea Ripley from Elimination Chamber, CM Punk from Elimination Chamber, Danhausen from Elimination Chamber, Seth Rollins from Elimination Chamber, Penta from Raw when he won the belt, and the Irresistible Forces from SmackDown.
Yeah.
So nice little Topps Now drop this week. A little something for everybody. I don't think we got anything really last week, so I guess they kind of made up with it for a good chunk of cards this week. Nothing that I'm picking up personally, but if you PC anyone, Penta winning the belt's cool. Danhausen's first Topps card, that could be something.
No rookie logo.
Rightfully so.
Okay.
So then let's get into some Upper Deck AEW. Upper Deck released their new match dated moment set for Grand Slam Australia, and that features Babes of Wrath, Hangman, Tony Storm, and Orange Cassidy, Kyle Fletcher, and then we get into the parallel cards. So you had Moxley and Takeshita. That's the blue, I guess, version or blue parallel of that. Then you have MJF and Brody as the gold. So that's the gold chase. And they are doing parallels in this match data moment set this year. So there is green out of 50, red is out of 10, and then a black 1-of-1.
Nice.
So that's the one thing. Shout out to Upper Deck. I think that they took a lot of the feedback that we've given them, some of the feedback that Squared Circle Pod guys have given them, and some just other collectors in the space. We've spoken about just adding parallels and autos and stuff to the e-pack stuff because it creates rarity, it creates more of a chase, and I think it's just more fun to be able to get number versions and auto versions of these cards.
Right.
And they're doing them in 2026. So, shout out to them.
All right. And then a little bit of history in the wrestling world over the past week. So we have our first ever $1 million collectible sale. And that occurred over, I believe, was it Golden? Or
Heritage.
Heritage Auctions. There were match worn boots from Hulk Hogan autographed from WrestleMania 1. And they did over $1 million. What is your thoughts?
Love it.
Honestly, what could be more iconic,
right,
in terms of that first WrestleMania? I mean, Hulk Hogan's the main event player. He's the guy, arguably one of the, if not the number one biggest names in pro wrestling history, and for the most monumental event in wrestling history.
Yeah, I mean, it's arguably the most important show in wrestling history. Without WrestleMania and the success of WrestleMania, we don't get where the WWE is today.
Yeah.
Hogan, biggest name in wrestling. WrestleMania 1, match worn boots. It's got the blood on them. I think Hogan even wrote like these he wrote on the boots like these boots were worn with the blood
MSG and
at MSG WrestleMania 1, and also Madison Square Garden. It's a big deal. In other sports, I mean, this is like, game worn cleats from I don't know, like the 86 World Series, Bill Buckner, it's just an important moment in wrestling, arguably the most important show. So I think it's definitely appropriate that it was $1 million sale. I could see this being a pretty big piece down the road historically. This is something that you like start a wrestling museum with. Like this is like the pinnacle of,
Yeah, I'm not surprised it was this. I mean, thinking of anything additional, could there be something else that pops that? I mean,
some of the things I thought of were like Andre's boots from WrestleMania 3.
Right, Hogan or Andre.
Or Hogan's boot, from that match, that, Hogan Andre when he slams him, that's like one of the most iconic moments in wrestling history. Maybe like, there's not much more.
A lot of money.
There's not much more iconic than that. Like you can go a step lower than that and say like, oh, maybe, there have been moments that a piece of memorabilia from that moment might be cool. So like, some Austin moments come to mind, or like the Rock. But even so, it's like,
yeah. I mean, is there anything that even gets unearthed, like the contract that Vince McMahon signed, taking over WWE from his father? But like, still, I don't. That's $1 million is like,
yeah,
it's got to be the right person, the right thing.
And we see it in other sports too, like Ohtani's 50-50 ball.
Right. It's going to be
that's
$1 million.
Right. That's an iconic
piece in the history of baseball.
Right. Because it's just going to go down as one of the bigger moments, but I think,
like John Cena's ring attire head to toe from his final WrestleMania or final match.
No.
I can see that hitting 100 though.
Maybe like, I'm just thinking of some of the bigger players like Taker. Anything that comes to mind? I mean,
no way.
Like,
I think Hogan is the only name that could generate this. I don't even think Andre could.
Yeah.
Austin, his cards don't even,
right,
go crazy. So like, what am I supposed to expect of Austin that, he hasn't had a card sell over 50K?
Yeah. I mean, Ric Flair, like a robe from one of his biggest matches ever, but even so, like, is anything more important than WrestleMania 1?
Right.
Maybe WrestleMania 3, but
right.
It's just that's everything. You know, that show is just so important. So,
Right.
I think it's awesome.
Yep.
I would love to see a lot, more pieces like that become available. I know that the WWE has a lot of that stuff in their warehouse, like weapons and gear and entrance stuff and masks and all that kind of shit. But for the collectors to be able to get their hands on, like, I don't know, like how cool would it be to have, like, Brett's singlet from WrestleMania 13 from the Austin match, or like Shamrock's referee shirt from that match, or like a piece of the Hell in a Cell from '98 King of the Ring, like shit like that is cool for wrestling collectors. But I think the Hogan boots kind of transcend that.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah. So.
Yep. All right. And then we got a couple. What else we got here?
I wanted to talk about this. We mentioned it last week. The WCW NWO Topps Auto sale on eBay for $20K. Did you see that sale?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on it? Too high, too low, just right?
Well, no. The general thoughts between everyone on Twitter that was talking about it was a steal, especially for some of the grades of the cards that were there. Are you going to play devil's advocate right now?
No. I'm going to play devil's advocate on Twitter a little bit because of the people involved in the conversation.
Okay.
And I know, like, Jamie Wallace, friend of the show, someone we've had, he's been on our show. We go back with Jamie a long time. He's somebody that I know chimed in on that conversation, but he also has some stake in this. He has a set, or at least the majority of a set.
Yeah.
So if I saw something that I saw sell that I own and I thought it was low, I'm going to say that it was low because I, of course, wanted to bring more value to something I own.
Makes sense. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, if he thought this was a $50,000 set and then all of a sudden it sold for 20, yeah, I'd be kind of like disappointed also. So I kind of take those opinions out of it because he has stake in that conversation.
Right. Like, you don't see, and just for equal examples, the top 5 breakers for Fanatics. You don't see them ever talking about, if Topps puts out a bad product or quality control or like anything like that.
Not, because they're not going to bite the hand that feeds them.
Right. So similarly, if anytime anyone has stake in the game, you might not call it as you see it.
Well, no, yeah, of course. Like, that's like, if somebody started a conversation on Twitter saying they think jambalayas are the worst insert in the history of Upper Deck, and I started saying, like, no way, man, that's the best insert. They should be worth more than what they are. And then all of a sudden you looked at my page and you saw that I have them. It's like, okay, well,
yeah,
it just whatever. Anyway, my opinion is I happen to agree with him. I think it is low for some of the cards that are in this set because of the amount of people in this set that are no longer here.
Right.
So obviously Hogan is gone, Macho is gone, Kurt Hennig is gone, Eddie Guerrero is gone, Bam Bam is gone, Miss Elizabeth is gone, Scott Hall is gone.
A lot of names that are.
Bobby Heenan, Chris Benoit. It's like Mean Gene. And those are just the pictures of the people that in the listing. Right. You know what I mean? So it's like you're never going to get those cards again. What's out there is what's out there. You have a handful of guys that have like other, like Sting, Scott Steiner. We actually saw him signing them recently.
Even like the worst names of that set do a couple $100. I mean,
right. And I just think like, that Hogan or that Macho or even like the Eddie Guerrero. I mean, like cards like that are not $500 anymore.
No, not even close.
And they're not going to be in 10 years, in 15 years. It's not going to.
I'm on eBay right now because I know there was one at auction, a PSA 9, that was at like $5K. So that's why I'm curious what the Macho grade was from that listing.
The one that just sold?
Yes.
I'll tell you right now. It was a PSA 9.
Macho?
Yeah.
Whoever sold the whole set, then that one card alone is going for like 5 right now. Unless
Yes,
if there's any sort of show bidding involved, that's
I'm looking at the listing. So the Hogan was a 9, the Macho was a 9, the
oof.
Kurt Hennig was a 10, Sting 8.5, Eddie 7, Steiner was 9, Goldberg 8.5, Bam Bam Gem 10, Miss Elizabeth 9, Scott Hall 10, Brett 9, Luger 9, Nash 9, Bobby Heenan 8.5, Benoit 9.
Those are big grades. The
Arn
last Raw Macho Man Raw did 1,200.
Yeah.
And that was in. I just had it. I think it was.
He actually, yeah, he has the
5.
whole list here of everyone and the grades. The only 10s that he had were Bam Bam, Chavo Guerrero, Chris Adams, Kurt Hennig.
Actually, even worse. A Raw Macho Man from '99 did 2,250 on January 14th.
Mm.
And a PSA 7 did PSA 4 did $2,000. And a PSA 8 August of 2026 did 5,400. So
right, so that's a quarter of the price.
So whoever sold that whole lot, I mean, probably not the smartest thing to sell that as a set.
Yeah.
Or at least take it to like a golden and let them hype the shit out of it and like something. I mean,
it's interesting. So David Lloyd on Squared Circle Relics was talking about this week, and he had mentioned that he thought that maybe like some golden wouldn't take something like this just because of the grades, that they weren't all 10s, they weren't all 9s. There was like there was some low grade stuff in there, but I don't think that's the case.
No, it's up to the seller. If they're selling it as a collection, you could sell it as a collection.
Yeah. So yeah, 103 cards, all PSA graded. And apparently, according to the seller, it's the only completed graded set by PSA. Now, that's up for debate in itself, only because we don't know if it's the full.
I mean, just in grading fees alone at $25 a slab, and you have 300 card slab, that's $7,500 right there just in grading.
Yeah, but there's some old slabs in here, so he wasn't paying 20.
Okay, call it $15.
Right, whatever.
Or what do you want to call it? 10? That's still $3K. Unless those were acquired. I don't know who the seller is. I don't know. We don't know the story. So,
but if you look at the raw prices, the last, between Hogan, Macho, Benoit, and Eddie, that's half the price.
Yeah, you're looking at probably 10K right there.
So you're getting 99 other PSA autoed cards for the other half. If you took those 4, so crazy. This is,
and even that, I remember everyone going crazy about what was that guy? Mike Enos, his auto that sells for $1,000.
There are a lot of guys. I mean, even like Ultimo Dragon is going to get close to that. I think that's like an $8,000 to $1,000 card.
Yeah,
this is like, I do think if someone said money's not an option, you can add one like set or one whatever to your PC, and I'll take care of it, no questions asked, and I'll pick it up and drop it off to you. This would be it for me. The names and just like that era of WCW, I was such a fan of that era. That's like the era that got us into wrestling.
Yep, makes sense.
That would be like
I would tend to agree.
Pinnacle of like, I would have that displayed. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
we'll see. Only time will tell if it was a good deal or a bad one. So,
yep.
And then let's get into one more piece before we get into the card ladder top 5. Just quick thoughts. I wanted to see what you felt on this. Thoughts on Fanatics Unwrapped Turnbuckle release?
I think it's really cool. I think it's fun that they switched it up this year instead of doing T-shirts and did the turnbuckles.
Turnbuckles are definitely cooler than T-shirts.
Yeah, And the turnbuckles actually display nicely. Like
Right,
I have mine
exactly.
displayed from WrestleMania 41, and I love it. So
Yeah, and there are some cool ones too. I know some people inscribed theirs. There's like different like levels and
yep,
stuff like that. So I think it makes a lot more sense to do than the t-shirts. So
yeah, and multi-name. I think there. I saw a turnbuckle. The whole Judgment Day signed it.
that's cool.
Yeah. So there were some special ones that were.
What was the price on that? 100?
I don't recall seeing a price.
That's a cool piece though. And it's like what when you go to like WrestleMania and stuff, they do like the what do you call it? The store.
Yeah, they do the unwrapped with the helmets though.
That's what I'm saying. Like stuff like that is cool to add to your PC for like display purposes.
Yeah. Right.
So let's do a little. I thought this was kind of interesting. Card Ladder top 5 WWE Universe single sales so far, according to Card Ladder. Coming in at number 5, we have the Jacob Fatu Tama Tonga Tag Team Dual Auto to 10, sold for $430.
That's kind of wild to me.
Yeah, a little high.
Yeah.
Number 4, Stephanie Vaquer Blue Pulse Auto to $199, sold for $440.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Number 3, Tiffany Stratton Superstar Auto Relic to $25, did $450.
That's not good for me.
Why? Oh,
because I mean, match used gear.
Yeah, that's you have to.
Yeah.
This is like, I don't know. I thought someone got a steal with this card. Number 2, Hulk Hogan Legends Auto for $525.
Just base Legends Auto though.
Base.
I think that's high.
It's on card. It's his last on card auto ever.
I don't think people always think about that when they're buying cards.
Oh, I that's immediately what I thought. Like when David Lloyd sent us that card, I was like, dude, this is huge. It's there's no way Hogan signed anything after that.
No, I'm sure he didn't, but I mean
that's important. I mean, I guess you're not thinking it's something to think about in the future, not now, but that's how I'm thinking about it, at least.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, number 1, Undertaker Rage insert the foil fractor 1 of 1 sold for $900.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So maybe we'll revisit that in a week or two once the set kind of settles, and we'll see what some of the next big sales are. A lot of 1 of 1s out there that I've seen. A lot of big cards being hit. So,
yep.
Purchases. You want to?
Yeah, I just dove into. I ripped open a box of Universe, and hated my life because once again it was a pretty shitty box. My hits were DDP Auto to 25, Sean Spears base auto. My numbered cards were out of 50 Bronco Nima, out of 25 Mark Coffey.
Yeah.
Yeah. My relic was Trick Williams to 399 or 299. So overall, it wasn't a good box by any means. But I did get lucky in a bunch of breaks. I did hop into.
I was gonna say you made up for it in the breaks.
I still paid for expensive spots. I mean, it's not like it wasn't, but I mean, I broke with Filth Bomb on release day. A beautiful decision by me, not only because I got some hits, but they smoked everybody in pricing. Like it wasn't even close. So if you're someone that's balling on a budget, or you're looking for the lowest price to get into a break, I probably wouldn't want to break with anyone else other than Filth Bomb on a release day. And quite frankly, I don't care about any controversy with them if they get sent loaded boxes. Even more so, the reason I'm probably going to want to break with them.
Yeah, I never understood that. Like, just take advantage of it.
Right.
Don't be mad. Just join the break.
That too. Yeah.
Like, what do you care if they're hitting? If they're getting influencer boxes. Great.
Yeah, even better, because then if I'm buying in, I got a better chance.
I hope I wish everybody did. I send them to Medina. Send them to we all want to hit
for sure. Yeah, as long as they don't do anything controversial, like backyard breaks, talking about pimping their daughter out to OnlyFans. That's
I would
never break with someone like that.
Yeah, those guys are assholes. But or like don't steal the cards. But like
Yeah.
aside from that, like who cares what's in the great. I hope every card they open's a 1 of 1.
Yeah.
Because then you're in the break and then you win. So like
I'll take
don't
that.
be mad about it. I never understood that.
Yeah. But yeah, I ended up hitting a Stephanie Vaquer base auto, which is my first Steph auto that I'll have in the collection, and it is on card, so I'm really happy about having
I'm
that.
so torn about
what?
Yeah. Because like I want a card of hers,
Mhm.
but and I love that this is on card, but like I don't know if I want it to be this card. Like I don't know, maybe I should just hold out for Topps Chrome, but like then it's also going to be like double the price, so her
Right,
stuff is
because
still expensive.
she's La Primera. She's the champ.
I know.
And she doesn't have a lot yet. When you think about it in terms of cards,
True.
all she has is really, in terms of autos, what, Cactus Jack?
Yeah.
That's probably it, right? I don't think she signed for Panini.
No.
So, yeah, like I could easily see that being the case. But I did hit that. I also hit a dual auto, which I had to win in a wheel spin. Chelsea Green and Piper Nevin to 99. That dual auto was. So I was really happy about that. And I feel like I hit. Did I hit another auto that I sent you? I couldn't remember. I think those were my two main hits, and then I hit. So we need to talk about the clarification on this. The red, white, and blue.
Yep.
I think it is just a base parallel that was made rare per case. I don't think it's a case hit, and I don't think it's a short print.
What? A parallel that only hits one per case is literally the definition of a short print. How is it not short printed? There's one of those cards in the entire case of cards.
Because I felt like every case break I watched, they were being hit. I even saw 2 in one case.
Okay. Have you ever seen 2 kabooms in a case?
No.
I have.
No, well, I haven't. I've seen hot packs where like someone opened up 4 downtowns by mistake, but
that I think is actually something me and David Lloyd were talking about. I think there are God boxes.
Of what? Universe?
Yeah.
There are.
1 per case.
So the box that has the case hit in it is a loaded box typically, where you get like a Hogan auto, you get a monster autograph.
Yep. His box was the case hit, the Hogan auto. He had a Carrying Cross auto to 10. He hit the stars, the red, white, and blue card, which was the only one in the case, all in one box.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna share my screen here for the people. Just do so I got to do it on Google Chrome. So basically, as per Beckett's website, now you correct me if I'm wrong, but when they list out the parallels, don't they do it from least rare to rare?
Yeah, typically.
Okay. So I'm going to show you what they have listed.
Well, no, because it's not numbered. So it's not gonna come before. It's not gonna come after the numbered cards.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So we go down to the base set. Base. Flare, Galaxy, red, white, and blue rings, and then the numbers go from high to low.
Yeah, because they're numbered. So
I understand that, but
it's not based on rarity. So the red, white, and blue is more rare than the purple glass set of $3.99, but that's numbered and the other one's not. So it's the numbered come after that.
I at least would have thought these two would have been switched, the rings and the red, white, and blue.
It hasn't technically been confirmed by anyone, but there have been big breakers that have confirmed they've ripped multiple cases of the product and we're only hitting one, if any, in their boxes. Is it a defined case hit? Probably not. But have they been falling about 1 per case? Yes. They are short printed. Why are you mad? You have the Tiffany Stratton of it. Why are you so angry?
I know. I just want correct information out there. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
I saw someone was like, oh, it's a case hit. It's a huge card. And then the breaker got excited. And then I went in someone else's, case break and they hit like 2. So I'm like, Is it really even that rare? And then I go on the website and I see it's just a parallel.
I mean, 2 parallels
Now this could make sense.
in a case. Yeah,
From
right.
Red Rare.
Exactly. There you go. Silver
Like
ringside.
a silver
Perfect.
ringside. Could be the case.
Those are 1 per case. And you would think it's just a silver prism.
Right.
True breakers.
Now, do we know any confirmed sales of these yet?
Not that
I wonder
know.
what the market is saying if they kind of agree that.
Well, I don't think a lot of people know about it. Yeah, I think it's still kind of under the radar. We'll follow up next week.
A Cody base did, and again, this isn't card ladder, but it's showing 100.
I thought it was just a parallel. I thought it was just an unnumbered parallel.
A lot of them are only selling for like $15-$20 too.
Who? Mission?
Kiana James.
It's probably a steal. I'm telling
Kathy
you.
Kelly, Jakara Jackson, Shockmaster, Michael Cole.
Okay,
Art
thank
Truth
you.
did 7.
Danny, you're naming like the C team.
Finn Balor image variation did 8. Roman Reigns image variation did 13.
That's an image variation. That's not the red. It's not
still the red, white, and blue. Oh no, it's a purple. Someone just mislabeled this. Why would someone list this as red, white, and blue? I wish I saw this because it might have been a steal, but anyway, carry on.
We'll follow up next week about this, but
yeah, I did a bunch of breaking, got a bunch of nice cards. My box sucked, and that was pretty much it.
All right.
What'd you get?
I think my only wrestling. I picked Tony Nese. I don't know if I mentioned this last week.
I am a coal miner, by the way.
Cool. Tony Nese red PMG. Thought I might have mentioned that last week, but I think I just got it in. So other than that, just again, this is some random stuff. I wanted to show you this. I don't know if I could show you.
You have to put it in front of your face or something, or your body.
It's a Star Wars Wonder Bread card from 1977.
Oh shit! Where'd you get that?
On eBay.
You do some weird shit sometimes.
It's the first ever Star Wars set. They were in the packages of Wonder Bread.
Oh.
And it's like a 15 or 16 card set. So I got card number 1, which was Luke, PSA 7.
All right.
It's the 50th anniversary of Star Wars next year, so just something to think about.
I know you get excited by these anniversaries.
I love it.
And then, I do have to interrupt because I did thank him personally in messaging, but I do have to thank good brother Johnny Espinoza, who did send me a Cactus Jack Chrome Tiffany Stratton to, I think, 125 or 175.
Nice.
Which I actually did need. So I won't shit on the Dodgers for a little while as a thank you. Appreciate you, Johnny.
Oh, I will say, I want to just pull up the message first. First of all, shout out to you for my Scream popcorn bucket.
Yeah.
I have that in my my office. I'm a big Scream fan. I think it's my favorite horror franchise of all time.
Of all time.
Danny picked up the popcorn bucket with Ghostface coming around the door with the knife. So I did appreciate that. And then I was talking to Dave Nagel, friend of the show. We're talking about some Ascended Heroes, some Pokemon Ascended Heroes that we were ripping. And I asked him, like, oh, have you hit anything? And he sends me a picture. I said, you rip any Ascended Heroes yet? He just sends a picture of 10 hollows, and he writes God Pack. And I'm like, dude, like, are you kidding me? This kid's horseshoe is not just in wrestling.
I mean, Tim Jacob has the best horseshoe out of them all, I think.
Right now?
Yes.
100%.
There's just ridiculous things that are being pulled and hit and falling asleep in breaks. And
he had that one day where he was just like, oh yeah, I bought a box of this. Oh my God, out of 10 in a break. Oh, 1 of 1. Like,
Not only that, the people he PCs find him.
I know. It's true.
And then everyone's complaining in the Facebook group that whatchamacallit, no one got exalted, and he did.
Yep.
So it's just I mean, I do love seeing people in our group, get rewarded with big hits and stuff like that. So it's
who also, and we're gonna mention this in the in purchases. I'm gonna read it off now. But Josh Costello, underrated horseshoe.
Whoa.
I feel like every time he's in a break, he hits like, and I'll go through them now. But he's like, oh yeah, did a Brody King spot in a break, and he hit like 4 autos. I did a Brody King spot, I think twice in 2 SP signature, and I don't think I hit a card. He hit like 3 or 4 dual autos.
Yeah.
So it's just sometimes the horseshoe's there and sometimes it's not. But let's run through some weekly purchases from the Patreon members. First things leading off, Tim Jacob. The night before my Universe hobby boxes came, I bought into a Fanatics break of the Under Wraps WWE turnbuckle and managed to pull the Shinsuke signed buckle out of 10 while he was sleeping.
There you go.
My hobby boxes were delivered that next day, and I was saving my Tops Now to rip alongside my hobby. I don't know how, but someone at Tops is clearly a fan of me because not only did I pull the red parallel to 10 of the PLE image variation of Shinsuke from Universe, he also managed to bring home a dual auto of AJ and Shinsuke from Tops Now, the red to 5.
Unbelievable.
So he hit the turnbuckle, the auto to 5, and the red imaged variation to 10 of his PC on the same day.
Damn. I mean, I can't complain about luck, but I kind of want some of that.
But like, it's not even luck in the sense of you bought your spot in a break and the break hit. He also did Tops Now, which is completely random, and hit the 5, and then bought a box that is completely random and hit his PC to 10.
Right. I mean, I PC bigger, but I never hit anything I PC.
Right.
Very seldomly.
Non-PC.
Yep.
Crazy. Marcus Brandon, I grabbed a Katana Chance to 8 bookend lucky envelope from 2023 Select down to 4 parallels remaining for the 24 card rainbow.
Nice.
Speaking, I mentioned him before, Josh Costello had a great Brody SP break with Shui and picked up a couple of these Angles cards, which are awesome. Brody King and let's see. So he's got the Brody King base on card signatures auto, SP signature. And then he hit the duels with Buddy Matthews. So Brody King, Buddy Matthews, dual auto. So 2 autos in that set. I didn't even get a base card the last time. And then he picked up a Brody and Okada, Brody and Darby, and Orange Cassidy and John Moxley Angles dual autos.
I think I still got to go after some of those Angles dual autos.
Yeah, love that set.
And thanks for joining us here, Tim. By the way, Tim's laughing on the side as we just complain about all the monsters that he just hits for his PC.
Yeah, meanwhile, I got Johnny Espinoza saying that it's harassment that he's showing off his horseshoe every week. I agree.
I'll allow it.
Next up, we got David Lloyd. We mentioned this card before, but he hit a Hulk Hogan on-card auto from Universe to 25 in his box. And then last but not least, we got Dave Nagel, Roman Intimidators Black Refractor to 25, SP signature dual auto of Megan Bain and Penelope Ford. And then after 6 months of striking out Julia spots in Medina's Cactus Breaks, the first and only one I bought in with someone else when Medina had moved on, I hit the Julia auto to 25.
Damn. I actually got into Medina's break over the weekend too. For I bought Braun Breaker spots in a few breaks, but didn't get anything. So Medina, start sharing the love a little bit. All I hear about is Dave hitting nonstop. I need some of that too.
He only hits for Dave, but Dave earned. Dave's loyal.
Oh, it's rigged. It's rigged. He's getting sent loaded boxes for Dave.
Yeah,
that's what the crowd says.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yep. So that'll wrap up this week's news and purchases and everything else. So let's head over to the final segment of this week's show, which is going to be Card Corner right after this. All right, welcome back. Welcome to the final segment of the show, which is our feedback on Universe. So we've kind of touched on it throughout the episode. Danny has ripped some himself. He's been in breaks. I've seen all the hits. So let's talk about it. WWE Universe Topps' latest and greatest. What are your thoughts? You like it? Dislike it?
I'm like kind of 50-50 on it. I mean, just to start, I'll get the problems out of the way, just so I can end on a positive note. I know people were complaining about the quality control. A lot of the blasters had damaged cards. I think it was in a specific spot of each pack. I haven't ripped a blaster yet, so I don't, know for myself, but it seemed like the corners were just mangled on several cards within the blasters.
Yep.
So that was really disappointing to see. I forgot who else posted on our group, but they literally got bent boxes and the cards were bent in half.
Yep.
So that was also really shitty to see, especially to people we know. Other than that, the two biggest problems I'm having is, again, the names. For some reason, Topps keeps blending in the names in the background. You can't read and see who it is. And if you're not looking at the picture, and it's really tough to see in breaks because people don't have the best lighting. So now you're squinting to see what card it is. You can't see the numbering because with a lot of the parallels, the numbers are blending into the background too, or they put them in a weird spot. So just aesthetically, it's been a difficult product to get an actual view on. Now, when you have the card in person and you're playing around with it under a light, it's pretty clear cut and they actually do look pretty nice. But still, there's, aesthetically for the design, it's not as, top notch as it should have been. Those were the initial things that stood out to me. One of the things I do love, they absolutely nailed a lot of the relics in this set. A lot of color, a lot of multicolor. We got ring used gear. We had ring used tape. We still had shirt relics, which, it's obviously to be expected. But it was good to see that, the relics were not put to waste by any means. They actually do look really nice.
All right. Yeah, I mean, listen, QC problems are a problem in cards all the time. There's no excuse for it, but it does happen. There are bent boxes. There are damaged boxes. There are going to be some products that have damaged cards. It's a factory thing. It's not necessarily something that Topps or Fanatics can even control at this point because so much is just getting produced and pumped out that it's not like they're doing, they're not checking over every single product and every single box that comes out. That's why they have quality control guys, and so
Right.
somebody just fucked that up. But it's not, it is what it is. It happens. We've seen it with Upper Deck when their stuff early on had a lot of issues that they've, I think, in my opinion, have corrected. Their cards have been a lot better this year and the last year than previous years.
Yeah.
I think aesthetically, it's not my favorite set. I kind of thought it was going to be more like a Revolution set, like a Canadian Revolution, but I don't know how I feel about the base design, the inserts, the masks and stuff like that. It's not my thing. I want to I don't know. I'm having a hard time with this set.
Okay.
Because I don't. It's fun to see something new, and I want to be involved, and I want to I don't know. I don't have that specific WWE PC. For you, you have Tiffy, you have Braun, you have guys that you collect. So it's you kind of have to go after a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm I don't know, Stephanie Vaquer, for instance, I'm not crazy about the designs. Do I wait for Chrome? Do I go back to Select?
That decision for me.
Her prices are her prices, so it's not I'm
Right.
one cheaper than the other. It just is what it is at this point. But
no, but if you're going to drop a couple $100s on a card, which one would you rather have when it's available? Would you rather the Chrome or would you rather Universe?
And that's the thing. It's like I don't think there's been anything in this set that has really like drawn me or kind of made me want to like rip. On the flip side of that, though, I love like the match use stuff, and I love like the relics that people have been hitting, because I think a lot of this stuff is going to be a lot bigger down the road, because this is the first time we're really getting like match worn, ropes and chairs and stuff like that. I love that kind of stuff, and I would love to get like some of the bigger names in those cards. But then again, the boxes are expensive, and the break spots are expensive.
Yeah.
So like if I want, for instance, like a Liv Morgan match worn relic, the Liv Morgan spot is not cheap.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I'm kind of trying to figure out like where I fit in with this set, and I may not. I don't know if I'm gonna rip any of it. I've been watching.
On-card autographs were always a plus.
I agree. Like that's the other thing too. It's like,
and there were no stickers. I know we talked about last week, possibly sticker maybe for something, but it was all on card.
And I think that's huge. I also think that, or at least I'm not going to say think, Topps Chrome better be the same then. Because historically, that's an on-card auto set. So I want to see that. If you were able to get all of Universe done on card, you better get all of Chrome on card too.
Yeah. And have you seen any redemptions out of this?
Wow, that's a great point.
I have not. In breaks that I'm in, I have not seen any redemptions.
Have I seen a redemption? No, I don't think so.
I know people were complaining, that they get sick of redemptions, but I'm going to look on eBay now to see if anything's live, but I don't recall seeing any.
Yeah, no, neither do I. Cody. Okay, so Tim said Cody.
Yep, confirmed. So there is a Title Marks relic autograph base parallel Cody on eBay now. That is the only one that is up there as a
non-redeemed redemption.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, also very interesting, I just saw Triple H is not the only one with the tape relic. Undertaker has one too. Now, the back of that says, this relic is not from any particular event. So who wore this tape that they're just throwing into?
Well, not from any particular event, but could it have been like rope tape?
I don't know. It doesn't even say what the relic is. It just says ringside relic.
What does it say on the front, though?
It doesn't even tell you what the relic is.
Does it say match warrant, match used, or on the front?
No. It says...
Usually on small font.
Match used memorabilia.
So it is match. It's match ring rope tape, but they just can't confirm from which match it was from.
Oh, so you think that's rope?
It is rope tape.
I'm thinking it's tape. He taped himself up on his hands.
No. That's rope tape. I saw that confirmed.
Gotcha.
And actually, Tim just wrote it too. That, he saw it's ring rope tape.
That's pretty cool. I haven't seen that.
I think it's kind of funny though that like event used rope tape, but they can't confirm from where.
Which event?
So like,
well, that probably is just WWE saying, "Oh, we got some ring tape for you here."
Right.
So they're saying, well, they're telling me it was from a match, but they can't confirm what,
It's kind of cool though. I mean, like in your head, like maybe it could be, could be SmackDown, could be WrestleMania.
Never know.
Yeah, we won't know.
I'd like to think the latter.
Yeah. I think the relics, they did a great job on. I've seen a lot of cool pieces. Yes, I did see that. So Tim also said the relic, the Rock Jumbo relic, is from the announcer's table from WrestleMania.
WrestleMania 40? Oh.
That was confirmed.
I need that now.
So you know the card I'm talking about? It's the Rock, like the jumbo piece, and it's got like the...
Yeah.
So that Topps did say that was from the announcer's board on the table from WrestleMania.
I think I need that.
Good luck with that.
Shit. Well, I mean, just to kind of round out overall, look, one thing that really pissed me off was the secondary market pricing. 360 for a box of this. This stuff is not worth 360. It's not nice enough. Two autos, one relic. It's solid. If you hit, one of those god boxes, so to speak. I mean, even you're going to get maybe your best bang for your buck there, but I mean, I'm going to make back $30 from my box. I mean, if that, so I mean, it's a big struggle. I mean, for 180, I would say, yeah, no, I'm good with that. Great price for what the product is. For getting on card autographs, for the great relics that they put into it. The namesakes insert, it's certainly going to be up for insert of the year, I think. And, a lot of people were happy about that. But yeah, it felt like Revolution to me. And Revolution wasn't a big box at all. It was under $100 or at $100 when Panini released it. And better yet, you had an opportunity for a kaboom in those. So, I mean, Revolution might even have the edge over this.
Yeah, and I was gonna mention the secondary market stuff, but like at the end of the day, it's not a Topps critique, so it just is what it is. But like
from Blowout, Steel City,
but even like our LCS, when you told me that price, it soured me on the entire release.
Yep,
because it became something that I just can't afford, right. and
like now you could get boxes of Cactus Jack Chrome for $110 less than that.
Yeah,
my LCS has Cactus Jack Chrome for $250 a hobby, and Universe is $360.
Yeah,
or you could get 3 or 4 Upper Deck AEW hobbies of SP Signature or Game Used.
Yeah. So that's what bums me out. Not being able to kind of play, and again, like with everything that happened with the blasters, I was excited to get retail. And now I'm like, I'm not going to waste the money to get a hot blaster and all the cards come out damaged. I'm gonna lose it. So
yeah,
I'm like, I can't even do that now. I just won't. I actually saw blasters, and I passed on them because I'm like, I can't take the chance, and that sucks. Like, especially being in the space and like being having a podcast. Like, you want to be able to rip everything and at least be able to talk. I don't know. It just sucks. The current
I only ripped at 360 just to have the chance and to participate, but I always need to get a release in hand so I could properly review it.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not gonna shit on a product, and I'm not gonna compliment a product if I don't have it in hand.
Yeah, I agree. But
so
yeah, I don't know. Maybe I know Pillman's in this. I haven't done any breaks with him. I'm not crazy about the card. It's like it's the horizontal like base card, which
I didn't even know he was in this. I haven't seen anything of his hit.
Yeah, he on the horizontal base card.
Yeah,
he has that, and it's the same image they've used in every single other Pillman card they've put out so far. So I'm like, I don't need this. I don't care.
Oh, if only Topps would come on the show to talk to us.
But
I think they're dodging us.
Well, yeah, I mean,
we're not going to fluff them on social media. We're going to call it as we see it. There's people that are singing the praises a little too high for Topps right now, and I don't fully see it that way. And I even posted in our Facebook group, man, I miss the Panini era. Panini's kind of putting them to shame when it comes to wrestling cards.
Yeah, yes and no.
I think way more yes than no.
I love Panini, and I haven't been shy of that. I've been only collecting the Panini stuff recently. There's stuff that I think Topps is doing a great job. They're definitely improving. I mean, I'm looking at like this. I don't even know if you can see it. Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, put it in front of
you. It's just a auto relic of Tiffany Stratton, and it's the event used piece of her, whatever outfit on card. Like, that stuff looks great, and I think it looks better than some of the high end premium stuff that we were getting from Panini.
You could argue that for sure.
So, but yeah, I mean, in terms of just design, I don't know. I still think Prism and Select are the creme de la creme of what we've gotten in wrestling. So, but we'll see. I think Chrome last year wasn't crazy about it, and I'm actually excited for this year's because I think it's going to be improved. So we'll have to wait
I'm
and see.
excited for Chrome. I mean, hopefully, if Topps could just clean up some things this year, then we're back on track, and I'll be singing a different tune at the end of the year. But until I see it,
at the end of the day, we also need releases.
Yeah. And Exalted's coming quick, and Chrome is going to come quick. So we're going to get 2 back-to-back pretty fast. And then by the time Chrome rolls around, Royalty should be right there too. For late spring, summer.
But my thing is, don't give us all these products and then nothing until October.
Right.
You got to do a little bit better of a job spacing this shit out, because how do you expect everybody just to drop between $200 and $500 every week, every other week, or every month on a new release? You got to space this out to give everybody a chance to really let this digest. So, yes, we want more releases, but we don't need a new release every week.
No.
So,
save that for baseball.
Yeah, and there's a market for that. And to me, it's not wrestling, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Chrome. We'll see what happens with Exalted. We'll see, when that comes out, and that pre-order went out. So yeah, that'll do it for Topps WWE Universe, and then that'll also do it for this week's show. So make sure to follow along each and every week. New episodes of the podcast drop each and every week. This was our live edition, so thank you to everybody that participated in the chat this week. Shout out to our Patreon members for being Patreon members and supporting us and being part of the group. Typically, you get one live show a month. Otherwise, everything hits the regular feed on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts each and every week. We do not miss a week. We are on social media, on Twitter at CardFoundPod, on Instagram at CardFoundationPod. And we're on Patreon, patreon.com/CardFoundationPod. You want to be a part of the conversation, join up, and hit the Facebook group.
Yeah.
So next week will be episode 266. We are still on the road to WrestleMania. We are on the road to Upper Deck AEW Revolution. We'll start making our picks for that show. We'll talk some more universe sales next week. We'll kind of follow up on some of that stuff. We also have the big event show in Brentwood coming up.
2 weeks away from that about.
So that'll be a lot of fun. We'll do some cool content around that. Maybe we'll do some video and some pictures and stuff like that, just to give everybody an idea. I know we have a lot of friends going to that, so it'll be fun to see them.
Yep.
And we'll keep it going.
Cool. All right. Thanks for everybody for whoever joined us live. Much appreciated. As always, don't get caught looking.
Start collecting.